Okay, so I'm going to make a quick video here. This isn't about writing, it's about writers. One of the problems I see about YouTube here, which is really saddening, disconcerting and all that, is a plethora of bad advice, irrational advice, technically wrong advice, logically inconsistent and idiotic advice, and the just out-and-out assholes that you see on YouTube these days giving advice. Then there are people who are just assholes on YouTube being assholes, like this guy. I have never seen a writer who takes pictures or video of themselves riding around being an asshole, literally. I mean, knowingly riding around being an asshole. I just want to just make that note, you know, that this guy is just, I can't believe he makes it home without a pipe, you know, in the back of his head. It's crazy. How do you write up to people you don't even know, start bugging them, mind your own business, start bugging them, and then start giving them shit about their gear or lack of it, or their bike, or what you think of it, or whatever? Its opinions are one thing, man, but to walk up and say something to people you know is going to piss them off. What do you do, man? How do you do this? How do you go through life like this? How do you survive like this is the larger issue. But, okay, so fine, let me just say a couple of words. I want to say something about this writing technique video because it covers the point about dragging knees that I've been wanting to talk about for a while. And second, just about people who really think they know what they're talking about, but they don't, and they give advice they think is good advice, but it's bad advice. They put up demos they think shows people how to ride when it shows them riding poorly, things like that. You know, I'm going to skip this one of this video. This guy's trying to teach people how not to blow turns by turning in too early, and how that creates a decreasing radius turn, and he does a demonstration of him turning into the turn, which is probably the real reason why he wrecked, and not because he's making a quote-unquote decreasing radius turn. Let's skip that and go straight to this guy demonstrating how to drag your knees. Look, I think that dragging your knee is probably one of the biggest reasons that people don't learn how to ride well, because they're worried about dragging your knees. You know, if you want to drag your knees on the ground, just get down on your knees, drag your knees on the ground. You want to ride a turn correctly on a motorcycle or well on a motorcycle, keep your knee up near the bike and roll the bike over, okay? Counter steer and roll the bike over. You will find out a lot more about cornering a bike correctly if you roll the bike over and maintain good riding position than if you were about getting your knee down, which doesn't really require a whole lot and can lead to really bad riding position. It leads to people tending to drop the bike down below them, not rolling their body over with the bike, not leaning into the turn with their body, but getting the bike down and getting their knee down, and they call that good riding. That's not good riding. That's bad riding. That's how you wreck. That's how you high side a bike, doing that crap. The way you want to ride a corner, look at what this guy is doing. Imagine that his knee is not stuck out on the road, that it's tucked in tightly, a lot more tightly at least, to the bike, and the bike is leaned over a lot further, but he is in the same type of orientation relative to the bike that he is here. Roll the bike over, lean into the turn with your body, lean into the turn with your head, drop the bike down, and you'll be riding the turn properly. Then it's a simple question of how insane you are and how far down you need to go to make the turn. My opinion, you don't need to be going over more than 45 degrees on the street. That's plenty fast enough in the turn. But if you have the turn technique down, and you need to, you absolutely need to. And I've come, you know, even as many miles as I have on a bike, I've found myself in positions where I've needed to get down, you know, get my shoulder down, elbow down on the road to make a turn. It doesn't happen often, but when it happens, you know, there's the freaking pucker factor along with the exhilaration of surviving that turn when you were damn sure you're going to bite it when when you first needed to go down. That's how you ride a bike to the limit. You don't ride a bike to the limit by putting your knee down on the ground. You ride a bike to the limit by getting your shoulders and elbows down. And the only way you're going to do that is by getting your knee in, tucking it into the bike, rolling the bike over, counter steering and rolling the bike over, and making sure you don't low side by washing out the front with steering into the turn, or high side by washing out the rear by dropping the bike down below you and staying upright. That is how you wreck, right there, okay? You don't need to drag your pegs if you get out on the bike on the inside, off the bike on the inside. You don't need to worry about ground clearance if you get off the bike to the inside. You need to worry about ground clearance, dragging your pegs, all that kind of crap if you drop the bike down instead of getting off the bike to the inside. Okay? That's right. But you really don't need to do this stuff on the street. You really don't need, you shouldn't be riding corners so fast that you need to get off and get that low on the street. Thanks, and have a good one. Okay, I'm leaving this last bit up here because I just want to make it clear that your goal is not to ride like Valentino Rossi on the street, okay? Who you've probably never seen ride on the street. I mean, ride like him on a race while you're on the street. Your goal shouldn't be to ride more than about 45 degrees over on the street. That's fast enough. If you find yourself cornering or taking corners faster than that, leaning over more than that, you're overestimating the speed that you need to go into the turn. You need to look at the signs, look at the road signs, look at the corner signs, gauge the road. The whole thing is just practice, 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 practice. Gauging the road, gauging the signs, looking at the road conditions, looking at the weather, and saying, okay, I want to be hitting this corner, going through this corner at about 45 degrees at the most. You get more and more experience. This is what you want to be hitting. This is my mark when I'm riding well. I'm not riding too fast. I'm not riding too slow. I'm riding right in my comfort zone. This is why I left this picture up here last. Think about it. This is the image that you want to have in your mind of what you're doing in a corner, okay? You're not dragging your knees, because you shouldn't be dragging your knees on the street. You want to have your knee a little bit more than that. He's got racing gear on. He's on a smooth road, everything like that. This is fine for the track. On the street, that knee needs to be an inch or two above the road. Okay? He's not got the bike cranked way over. He's riding in the rain on race tires in the rain. You can see the standing water right there. If you can pull this on the road, okay, in the rain, you're going to be safe doing it on a dry street, okay? Unless, of course, something pops up around the corner you need to suddenly brake. But here you've left yourself some cornering capability. You can do that. You can dodge. You can stand a bike up, but you can brake, okay? 45 degrees is about as most as you want to be doing it. Have fun.